Nerdy Harry podcast.
The Nerdy Harry.
You know what? I got that.
Watching the Nerdy Harry channel.
Hi, Nerdy Harry.
You're watching the Nerdy Harry channel.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Nerdy Harry channel. I'm Anthony.
And I am Joey.
Alright guys, welcome to another episode. This week, wow, we've got a lot of things going on. Just in this week, we're going to hit three really main topics in this episode. But before we get started, Joey, how you doing?
Man, I am doing fantastic.
Awesome, good deal. Work going good?
It is, yeah. Yep. Tennessee beat Florida, so I'm good.
He's been saving that one for a couple of weeks now.
That's all I'll say.
By the way, I think Alabama just scored again on YouTube.
They probably did, actually, yeah. That was painful to watch.
Okay, so guys, this is huge for this week. Wow, we're going to get into The Walking Dead, but before we do this, the past 24 hours have been pretty awesome with trailers. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the one that was released yesterday?
Sure, yeah. The Guardians of the Galaxy trailer came out, and for those of you who are Russian fans, I got you guys out there first. Yeah, I mean, the first trailer I found was a Russian version, and I was like, okay, never mind. But then, like 5 minutes later, the English one was released from the UK, so I got to fix that mistake real quick. But you know what? It was cool. I like the hooked on a feeling sort of vibe that they did with the music, and I think it's going to be pretty good, man. I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't say that when the first one came out because I wasn't looking forward to that, but I was so impressed with that movie that now I'm excited to see where they go with the story. Yeah,
and thankfully James Gunn's doing this one again. You can't. James Gunn totally nailed it with the first movie, and as long as he's involved and Chris Pratt and the original cast is in there, I'm all in for it. I love the trailer. I love the fact they stuck with the hooked on a feeling. They kept that one in there, even though we know the soundtrack's very important for these movies. And you could tell that they're going to continue that on with the music. And I love the trailer. It looks really awesome. They didn't really show too much, which is good.
I don't think they showed much of anything.
Yeah. It was really just kind of characters passing by. Now, obviously, at the end, you got to see, Rocket and Little Groot.
Yeah, Groot. Yeah.
Our first scene of seeing little baby Groot, which was awesome. And so I know my boys will be really stoked for that.
Now, of course, they've got, is it Yondu that he's going to be in this? He's going to be part of the Guardians, I guess.
Yeah, you could tell in the trailer.
Yeah, and also, what's her name? The sister of, what's her name? I cannot think of what her name is. We should be more prepared. But
wow.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
The bad girl. You know, the one that can get all broken up and then fix herself. Thanos' other daughter. But, yeah, she's going to be part of the group, I guess, too. So, I mean.
Yeah, because, I posted a picture today for, I guess it's their first picture all together, and she's in the picture kind of off to the side.
Little baby Groot's down at the bottom.
I missed little baby Groot.
Yeah, he's down on the bottom, leaned up against Chris Pratt's leg.
That's awesome. I missed little baby Groot. Okay, yeah, I think Guardian of the Galaxy is going to be great. There is a comment I seen right after I got off work that I thought was really awesome. I thought the guy nailed it. I think his name is Sean. I could be wrong. Yeah, I believe it's Sean because he's really good about commenting stuff on our stuff. Yeah, Sean Scantlin. Do you know the guy? Do you know him?
I do not know him.
Okay, well, all right, Sean. Thanks so much for always interacting with us on here.
Yeah, hey, Sean, you're awesome.
Yeah, definitely. You made a really good point, which we're going to be talking about the Logan trailer in a few minutes. But he talked, basically he said he really thinks the Logan trailer stole the thunder of the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, which, did you think that was kind of, do you think Fox did that intentionally to kind of go, take this, Marvel?
I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer was more of a true teaser trailer, in my opinion. Whereas the
That's
Logan
true.
one is considered a teaser trailer, but it showed us more of what the movie's going to be about than what Guardians did. So it was always going to steal the thunder if that's the way that they were going to have it made up,
Yeah. But I tell you, Fox has to be careful, man, because they don't understand. Like, I think they're all feeding each other, and if you step on each other's toes, you're hurting the product. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I don't know how marketing wise if that was such a great idea. You could have saved it for next week. But I'm trying to get some more, and it's not letting me. Okay, Sean. But anyways, he talked about the tone of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Looks like it's going to be the same thing again, which is going to work.
It should, yeah, absolutely.
And obviously the Logan one. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 trailer was awesome. We didn't see a whole lot.
Obviously.
But, yeah, and they have the obviously in there. But let's get to what dropped today. Logan trailer. What'd you think, Joey?
I thought it was good. I was going to actually post the Red Band trailer on our website, and I just actually didn't get around to doing it. It only shows one more scene.
Yeah, the international trailer, which
it shows him.
Yeah, Jesse actually commented on mine today and asked to have seen it. They had posted it on theirs right after they posted their first one. He had said that there was an extra scene, I guess, for the rated R crowd, but it was the international version where these Animanium, he's putting the claws through a dude's head.
Yeah.
Which, do you think this is going to be like...
This is going to be brutal, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I really do.
I hope so. I hope it's not going to be soft.
They know that it can be R-rated, which it's going to be, they say. And
James Mangold is doing this movie. He's done Walk the Line, 3:10 to Yuma.
Well, he did. He did the Wolverine, too.
Close, yeah. Yeah, that's right. He did do the Wolverine.
Did the nice one too,
yeah, that's right. Oh man, I forgot all about that. And I loved the Wolverine.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was the best one. Like I don't know that if I liked Did you like the one with Sabretooth in it?
No.
Liev Schreiber?
I think that Liev Schreiber was a good Sabretooth, but I think the movie was absolutely god awful. One of the worst comic book movies ever made, in my opinion. It was terrible.
Wow. There's not a lot of love from Joey on Wolverine. I would agree with you on the lead thing. He is an awesome Sabretooth, and I'd love to see him in Logan. Would that not be awesome?
Who knows? You never know. Because I've heard there's going to be surprises, and I don't know if that would be one of the surprises they're talking about, but they say there'll be some surprises. I like the. I didn't realize this, but looks like Professor X is going to be actually more in this movie than I thought.
He looks like a main character.
He looks like a main character.
Now the question is this after everything goes down?
The timeline's been reset.
Yeah.
Remember that, because Days of Future Past reset the timeline, so this can be a different future now than what we were seeing in Days of Future Past. Because when he comes back, it's the 80s. And they start over again. So, in my opinion, they're just taking what happened in Days of Future Past before the timeline shift and redid it, basically. So, I think this is just going to be maybe the same time period later on in their lives, but it's going to be a totally different timeline.
To me, if Fox is smart with this movie, when they release it next year, give it a couple years before you start recasting already, because I think this movie can have like a great... him riding off in the sunset kind of thing.
Yes.
But then again, Logan is a comic book series, so money talks.
Oh, yeah.
And if this movie cleans up, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Jackman's done, though. I mean, he said he's so tired of just not the character itself, but of getting ready to be the character. Mm-hmm. What he has to put himself
How old is
through.
he? Like 50
he's
something?
He's in his 50s, and I mean...
That's insane.
He has to basically starve himself and not...
He's almost as good a shape as me and you. Yeah. Almost. He really...
yeah, definitely. I mean, he's almost there. But, I mean, honestly, I just think that he's done. I just think he wants to move on from it. He's tired of having to be cut up and...
Okay, when did the X-Men come out? 99?
2000.
Was it 2000?
Yep.
Wow, he's been Wolverine for... It's going to be 16, 17 years,
yes.
Man.
That's 17, yeah, technically.
That's crazy, because, like, I feel so old right now, because I remember when X-Men come out.
Oh, I do too, and I was stoked.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was great at the time, but now looking back, I'm not a big fan of that.
Which is the best Wolverine movie, including the X-Men movies?
I still say the Wolverine.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Because it felt like, I remember, like I said,
it was close to an R though. I mean, it had some. It was PG-13, but it was pushing R.
They flirted with it. Just see what could happen. They probably actually could have made it R, and they cut it out to make it PG-13. But I mean, it reminded me of reading the Wolverine comic books back in the 80s and the 90s whenever I'd buy them. That's what that movie reminded me of. It was like that, because that's the Wolverine that I like. I don't like the Wolverine who's occasionally an X-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he's not really an X-Man. He just shows up occasionally and helps out. He's on the team for a little bit, but then he goes back. He's a loner. He does his own thing.
Yeah, I thought that the biggest thing I didn't like about Wolverine in the X-Men movies in the first few was just this obsession with Jean Grey. They really wore me out on that,
because he was never. I don't remember him ever being that obsessed in the comic books. I mean, it's her.
I mean, he definitely had a thing for her.
Yeah, but her and Scott were together, and
I think they were. Well, there was a lot of going back and forth, because I remember in the '90s when Jim Lee was that first series when they started, was it '93 or something like that?
After Uncanny X-Men 275.
Yeah, it's they were. That's when they really started to do the Jean Grey. At least now, as far as I can remember, maybe they did it way sooner. But it wore out on me, man. I mean, by the third movie, I'm like, oh, great, they're still talking about Jean Grey, and we didn't even talk about X-Men 3. That doesn't exist in our universe.
No, thank you, God.
Okay, so we've talked about the amazing trailers, but really the reason we're doing this episode is, guess what? Sunday. What is it, Joey?
Dun, dun, dun. The Walking Dead Season 7 premieres.
I don't think I've seen a more hyped premiere, because, I work at my work where I'm at. Everybody I've talked to, for the most part, I'd say 75% of the people I've talked to are all watching this Sunday. So this is going to break some records, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
So now you're looking back. When you look back on what they did on season 6 with the cliffhanger,
it was brilliant.
Brilliant.
I know, I hate
it. Hate it.
But that's why you do it.
But man, that's why we're here and they're there. That's why they're running The Walking Dead. Okay, Joey, let's just get right to the point. Before we even start talking about what's going to go on, we think in season 7 with Ezekiel and I guess is it the Kingdom? I think it's called the
Kingdom.
Yeah,
yes.
The Kingdom
with Ezekiel.
Right. Let's just get right to the point. The death. Who's it going to be, or which people is it going to be? I'm going to go yes, no, maybe on this list, and then we'll go back to them. You ready? Okay, Rosita.
No.
Okay, Eugene.
No.
Carl.
No.
Aaron.
No.
Sasha.
Maybe.
Michonne.
Maybe.
Maggie.
Maybe.
That's a stronger maybe. Glenn.
Yes.
Daryl.
No.
Abraham.
Yes.
Rick.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay, now let's go back to the list. You had some no's in there. I think we can all agree Rosita's not going to die. Because it's like, can you imagine Walking Dead fans?
They're going to be like, really? I waited that long? I waited 4 months for this? I mean, Daryl broke up with her. Or not Daryl, but Abraham broke up with her. What the heck, man?
Yeah, exactly. And then Abraham's like, yes, cool. Now I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Me and Sasha, getting it on. All right, so Rosita is an absolute no. Okay, you said no on Eugene. You don't think that's a maybe?
No, I don't think Eugene is not even a maybe.
Let's remember, though, in season 6 finale, they did the whole Eugene stepping up and I mean, I honestly thought it was going to be Eugene in the season finale, because I thought they were pushing him so hard in this episode, and he's got his independence. I don't know. That's a maybe to me.
Well, this is why I don't think it's a maybe. It's simply because of what the cast and the crew and the producers and Kirkman and everybody has said. You will be emotionally distraught when you watch this episode. I'm not going to feel nothing if Eugene dies. I'm not going to feel anything if Carl dies. I'm not going to feel anything if, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where I just don't see those guys really affecting this at all, as far as the way I feel. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. I think you're right on the whole, okay, is it traumatizing to you? Because they really led us to believe that this is going to be a big traumatizing thing, the person who dies or people who die. But I think Eugene could be connected to the Abraham death
Possibly.
if Abraham, but we're going to get to him. So no on Carl. I think we definitely agree that it's not going to be Carl because they've already put out the trailer for the Walking Dead season 7 premiere, and Rick's really upset and just kind of in shock. But I think he'd be absolutely out of his mind if it's Carl. We know it's 100% not Carl. Aaron, no, that's kind of the same thing with Rosita. Sasha.
I mean, she's a soft maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
No, I just don't see that happening.
And I could see Sasha being related to the Abraham thing, which we're going to get to. Michonne.
Michonne is more of a stronger maybe,
Mm-hmm.
just because of her connection now she has with Rick, and how valuable is she is to the group. She's one of the leaders of the group at Alexandria. So I mean,
Yeah, and it would be interesting to see how Rick responds to losing another person that he loves.
yeah, that would be rough.
And I could see that being connected to why he was tore up in the trailer.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's get to Maggie.
I actually have thought Maggie for a long time.
Me too.
Could be the one that
Me
dies
too.
because of the pregnancy. And I mean, you want to get some shock factor, kill a pregnant woman. I mean, and then of course I think that would be how Glenn would go too. Regardless, I think Glenn is a dead man. Just because they want to try to stay a little bit true to the comic book. And of course, in the issue 100, Glenn gets beat to death with Lucille by Negan. So I mean, I believe that's why they teased his death at the dumpster, was to kind of make people think and throw them off the scent, but it didn't. If you're smart enough and you know the show and you know at least somewhat like I do, I know enough about the comics to be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it because I've never read them. But I have a friend who's read every single issue. And the comic books are a lot different than the TV series. I mean, Rick's married to Andrea in the comic books, and Andrea is one of the best characters in the whole story.
Yep.
But
and Daryl's not even in the comics.
Yeah, he's gone. I mean, he died in
No, Daryl was not even a comic book character.
Was he not? I
No.
thought he was. Okay.
They created him for the show.
Well, there you go. But I mean, I guess Andrew's more like the Daryl character. Then I guess I would say that much. But Glenn's a dead man, and I believe Abraham probably is too.
Okay, so let's go to Glenn. You think Glenn is the one? You think they're going to kind of try to get back on track a little bit with the comics? That they go, okay,
they probably need to, especially since
you've got to sell the comics.
Exactly, and a lot of people say that Kirkman's most favorite character is Negan. So now all of a sudden you want to try to line that up, the Negan character, with the show as well, and this is a good way to start that by him doing something that Negan actually does in the comic book itself.
Okay, all right. So we got Glenn, Daryl. I think we can both agree that it's not going to be Daryl from a merchandising standpoint alone.
That's the only reason. I mean, so many women would go to whatever studio they had, Pinewood Studios in Atlanta, whatever, and burn that place to the ground. They killed all.
There's nobody running around wearing Rosita and Sasha and Aaron shirts. You know what I mean? Like they're Daryl shirts.
No, I mean, I could see Daryl dying, but I just don't think it's feasible.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either. Now this seems to be the general consensus of most people. Abraham. Why do you think Abraham?
Because Abraham is, pardon my French, he's the local bad A, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's kind of always been that guy that if you need something done, if it's not Daryl, it's Abraham.
Mm-hmm. And what was interesting, let's talk about the trailer. In the trailer, he says, "Oh, was this your right hand man?" And so we know right then, we know one dude is dying.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that could easily lead us to believe that was Abraham. You're killing the biggest guy out of this group.
You take down a threat.
Yeah.
But you don't want to take down their leader. Because
it's kind of like prison rules. You go after the biggest guy in that group. Negan finds the biggest guy. You put him down. And of course, little does Negan know, Rick's, in all honesty, Rick is the baddest dude out of that entire group.
He's just in shock at this point. He can't believe he's been outsmarted by this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone he just did not understand.
Okay, now I read an interesting theory online that said, the doctor who passed away in season 6, which blew me away. Okay, she died trying to get the orange crush can.
Yeah.
But apparently she died the way Abraham did in the comics.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Now, what was interesting is she was trying to find an orange crush. And what color is Abraham's hair?
Orange.
Orange. So Lucille crushes the Orange Crush, and I was like, man, that is really far-fetched, but really smart that somebody actually thought.
Yes, I mean, it's outside the box, and it may not be that easy, but actually, sometimes it is that easy.
Yeah, so true. Okay, so Joey, let's see, is this your most anticipated season premiere for Walking Dead, or of all time, of any TV show? Is this ranked number one?
It's not.
Well, okay, please tell me what beats this.
The Walking Dead, yeah, absolutely.
What show season premiere has beaten this? Come on.
Honestly, I look so forward to season 3 of Sherlock that I was like excited for a month.
Goodness.
I love that show, man. It's more, I mean, it's Walking Dead. I love the show, but it's still not really a show that would ever have been a show I would like. It's just that the storytelling is so good in it. And I had to think outside of what it was. I had to realize what it was about.
First off, I want to apologize for that last comment Joey just made to all our fans. If it offended any of you, then I, on behalf of the Nerdy Harry channel, apologize. Joey didn't mean it. He's actually drunk right now. He's sitting here drinking vodka. And so I apologize.
I would like to thank our sponsors, Grey Goose, for getting me tanked so that I could get on the microphone because it's really stressful. So bottoms up to you.
But
shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, this is my favorite premiere. I mean, this is the most excited I've ever been for a premiere of any TV show. Except for, I'll say this, it's pretty darn close to Lost Season 2. Because Lost Season 1 was like a mind blower to me, and I was like, ah! And then Season 2 come around, I was like, oh my gosh, where are they going with this? But I gotta say, this is right up there with Lost Season 2 premiere for me. I'm excited because I want to see who it's going to be. Let's just go ahead and throw this on the table. You have to stand by your answer. Which person or people will be killed in the Season 7 premiere? Go! Joey.
Abraham and Glenn. That's who I think is
okay.
My buddy has a good theory on how it'll happen, which I don't know if that's how it'll happen or not. It's not really my theory.
What's your buddy's name so he gets some props?
His name is David.
Okay.
But yeah, I was talking to him. He's the one that's read all the books.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that's what's going to happen. It's sort of like what we were talking about a minute ago. The conspiracy theorists or whatever think they've already figured out Abraham is the guy because of the angle of the camera pointing at the Winnebago and all that. That's where Abraham was at. I believe Abraham gets it first, but I think that Glenn, since Maggie is sitting next to Abraham, I think Glenn freaks out, or he thinks that Glenn freaks out because he thinks he's going to hit Maggie, and he comes at him, and somehow Glenn gets killed too. He wasn't the original target either, but Abraham gets it, and then Glenn gets it.
Okay, so Joey is saying Abraham and Glenn. So mark that down, folks. All two of you listening.
Yeah. Thank you guys. We love you.
Okay, I'm going to go with, man, I got to stand by this, and I'm going to be so wrong. I think it's going to be just Maggie. Okay. Let me explain why. Because in an interview this summer, Greg Nicotero said deaths. Okay, for the why would we show the deaths on? No, it's okay, Joe. Why would we show the deaths why show the deaths or something other? The way he worded it, he said deaths. Okay, well, look, to me, you want to make Negan the baddest dude in the history of television. That's what they want to do. I really do.
That's why you cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan, because he can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But to put him on the map, because if you don't get him to do something crazy, he's going to be compared to the governor, because to me the governor is just the man. All right, I love the potential for Negan, but the governor is probably my top 3 favorite character on the entire show. But to put Negan on the map, what do, man? You have him kill the pregnant chick, and there's 2 deaths right there, Maggie and the baby. Now, I still think something inside me tells me that it can still be Maggie and Glenn. Like, Glenn freaks out because it is Maggie, and maybe that's where he said the right-hand man. I think Greg Nicotero, Walking Dead, AMC is all in on it. They showed you that trailer to say, was this your right-hand man? And everybody's already eliminated. Sasha, Rosita, Maggie. I think that is a complete blow to or a misdirection. And then Rick, like you said, what did you say? Tell about the thing that you said Rick said in this thing past Sunday. You said about gathering your family.
Yeah, Rick, at the end of their retrospection, their 2-hour retrospect that they did, Andrew Lincoln just said, get your family, get your wife, your kids together, hug them, kiss them. He said, because this is going to be one of the most traumatic hours of television you've ever witnessed.
There you go. And that's why I think it's going to be Maggie. I think it's going to be somebody who is, get your family together. Get ready to love them, hug them, and kiss them. Like with Abraham, why would you,
if I was writing the story, personally, that's exactly how I would go.
Yeah. That's what I'm going off of. Like you said, if I'm writing this, I'm trying to think outside the box here.
Because people will hate Negan.
Hate him.
I will hate Negan. You'll be like, you sorry POS. Kill a pregnant woman, really? Who's already having complications with the pregnancy as it is.
Yes.
That's why they were out anyway.
Yeah.
It's because she's about to have a miscarriage, probably.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Maggie and the baby, quote unquote baby. I think that's where I'm putting I'm going all in, man. All in, chips on the table. I hope this episode is as good as I want it to be.
It won't be. They never do live up to what you want in your imagination. It's like, you asked me my most anticipated. I'm always looking forward to Game of Thrones every year, too. But the first Game of Thrones usually isn't always that great. It's always episode 2 or 3 before it really gets rolling. Mm-hmm. Because I think they learned a long time ago, you don't try to live up to last season with the very first episode. You know what I mean? You just hook them enough to get them to come back over and over. And, of course, once you become that popular of a show, people are going to come back anyway. But I'm not sure why they left the cliffhanger like they did. They don't need the ratings. They didn't need the shock factor because the show is shocking enough as is. Heck, they kill somebody you never expect all the time. I mean, no one is safe. That's that's been always his thing. No one is safe. Now, I don't believe that. I think Rick is safe. But everybody else is fair game, other than Rick. So, I mean...
What's your favorite season so far, Walking Dead? Is it season 1? Do you think that was the most complete season so far?
Honestly,
I know it's tough because I'm kind of putting you on the spot because there's a lot of stuff that's happened in all these seasons.
I liked the prison season. What was it, season 3 or 4?
When it all went down with the governor at the end.
And the reason why is because that's when you start seeing everybody take a darker turn. Everybody that was in the episode.
And before that, you were seeing contentment. Like, okay, we found our place and this is where we're going to be.
That's why you never knew Alexandria was going to be like this little utopian society for them. I mean, because
we've seen that coming from a mile away.
In this world that they have, you just can't ever expect that. You can try to make the best of it, but you can't expect it to be perfect either. Always expect something bad to happen because it probably will.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably I can't remember if it was season 3, season 4.
I think it's season 4. I think
it's both of them actually, season 4 and 5. That's right. Yeah. So I think it was season 4. That's when you start seeing Andrew Lincoln's, Rick become a darker person.
Who's your favorite character?
Carol, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because Carol is so dynamic, man. I mean, it's like they said today in that show I was watching. Like the last season in Alexandria. When she's around people, she wears her happy housewife face.
Yeah.
But then when no one's around, she goes back to the real Carol, the deeper, darker, tormented Carol. And where's she at right now? I mean... Yeah,
well, I guess she's...
I know that the Kingdom guys may have picked her up, which we haven't really...
I think we're going to see a lot of that in this first... I think we're going to get, obviously, the death. But I could see the season 7 being more about the Kingdom and setting that up.
I'm just glad Morgan finally decided to kill somebody because, I mean, come on, man. I don't want to kill nobody myself, but if you live in that type of world and you had people, evil people like that.
That was getting on my nerves.
It was getting on my nerves. It's like, dude, why? You're going to get everybody killed keeping people together. Hey, the guy, the wolf, or one of the wolves that they had, that was locked up. He's actually playing the Mad Hatter on Gotham now, and he actually does a very good job as the young version of the Mad Hatter.
Wow, interesting.
But the comic book.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, because the first part of this season is called Mad City. So it's all about him.
I've not seen any of Gotham this season.
It's been good.
Has it?
I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Joey, is there anything else you want to talk about? We've kind of made this a shorter episode, but we've only got a couple of days for the season premiere, so we wanted to get this out. And
I'm just looking forward to it. I haven't even thought about where this season is actually going to go. I do have some theories, but I'm not going to get into them today. Maybe we can touch base on that after the
maybe on the season premiere.
Because until we really know who's gone until we really know what direction the show's going to go with the kingdom and with the saviors and with the Alexandrians, there's no sense in speculating until you have it. Because it is fun to speculate, and I love doing it. I love theorizing what's going to happen in the show. That's what makes it fun to watch. But I don't really know. Right now, I think that's why it's so highly anticipated, because no one knows what's going to really happen.
Do you think that it makes you wonder how much longer can they keep this up?
Well, they've already rated it for season 8.
I know they're killing it right now. And do you know?
I'm thinking 10.
What's the last show that stayed this consistent? I mean, legitimate #1 breaking records every season premiere.
Probably CSI for about the first 7, 8, 9 years of its run, because it was on TV for what, like 12, 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
But the first 7 or 8.
When that one guy was on there, what was the one guy? William Peterson.
William Peterson.
Yeah.
When Grissom was on the show, it was consistently #1 show on television, period. Not cable, not network, television, period. And it was always good, and I loved it. And then after William Peterson left it, it wasn't the same.
Wow. I never watched this that much, so.
I loved it, man. It was great. The episode that got me hooked was the frozen hamburger bullet episode. I was like, that's insane.
Frozen hamburger.
They super froze. They super froze some hamburger meat in a bullet mold. Fired it right after that, killed somebody with it, and then the meat just disintegrated into the body. They never could figure out what killed him.
Ladies and gentlemen, television.
It was brilliant. I was like, that's awesome.
All right, guys. So this wraps up our, I guess, our prequel to the season premiere. Before we start, we're going to try our best to do an episode. Now that we've got Walking Dead again, we're going to try our best to do an episode every week.
Yes.
As long as The Walking Dead goes, because that's something for us to at least talk about.
Yeah, it is, really. I mean, we got Doctor Strange, and we got some other movies coming out soon.
Jack Reacher 2 this week.
It comes out Friday.
Cannot wait. That's going to be so awesome. Okay, so guys, thanks so much for taking a few minutes. I guess we're at 30 minutes or so, close to 30 minutes. Yeah. So for listening to this episode, a couple of things I also want to throw out there real quick. Check us out. Thank you so much, first and foremost, to Eric Mason. He got us set up on iTunes. He's from Countdown to Geek Town. I guess Eric and Jesse's the only two listening to this anyways. Probably. But no, we're on iTunes now. So check out the Nerdy Harry channel. Check us out on there. Also, make sure, guys, continue to check out our brothers and sisters in Pod. Obviously, Countdown to Geek Town with Eric and Jesse. Check out their website, their Facebook, their everything. They're owning it. Also, make sure you check out Two Dead Chicks as well. Those girls know they're Walking Dead, and I know they are super stoked and excited for the upcoming season. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap it up, Joey?
Yeah, Miss Corbell, I'm still waiting on my review for Jack Reacher, by the way. I would appreciate if you could get that up.
Corbett. She would kick your honey.
Well, Corbett. I don't speak French.
Wow, that's...
So. Corbett.
Yes, that's so awesome that she gets to go to that.
I know, man. I mean, in Hollywood.
Oh, and by the way,
that's awesome.
And by the way,
she's already went. That was last.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. She totally stepped up. I put on Facebook the other day about. Well, I've been putting it for a week now. Where send us a video of your scariest movie, and you sent one. Yep. Jesse has sent one. Shannon sent one, and Shannon's is hilarious. I haven't had a chance to see. I believe they're supposed to be trying to make a video. Jessica and Jolene Kay and Jessica Kinney, my very awesome friends from Indie.com. It's not even Indie.com. They're just my friends now. They're so awesome. They stepped up for us and made these videos. But Shannon's is really good. I'm looking forward to you checking that out.
Cool.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up now. We wrapped it up for the past 2 minutes. That's my fault. We just talk. We're here for you. Let's talk. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. I'm Anthony.
I'm Fraser. I'm Joey.
I'm listening. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next week after The Walking Dead Season 7 premiere.
Stay nerdy.